Hello everyone and welcome back to another update on the Aptera Accelerate Leaderboard. This is the update after a week and a few days. We'll have 7 more of these coming out. As you can see, there has been steady progress on the leaderboard. Investments and investors keep going up. It seems like Aptera is probably done making big changes to the formatting of this page, since there hasn't been changes recently and there doesn't seem to be features missing. With that, let's hop over to the charts and see the information that has come in. This chart shows the difference of if you're looking at when Aptera received payment versus when payment was committed. The blue line is based on when it shows up on the Aptera leaderboard. The red line is based on when the investor made the commitment. The gap between the two lines represents the difference between the amount committed and the amount received by Aptera at that point in the chart. The difference is likely made up of ACH payments and wire transfers, which show up on the red line when they would have, whereas the credit card payments get reported to the leaderboard very quickly. These two lines converge in the last few days because the slower payments that were committed in the last few days will not have been received by Aptera and therefore will not show up on the leaderboard. So we can expect that the recent portion of the red line that is already charted will move up as time goes on. This chart shows the amount that is invested each day. Like the previous chart, the blue line is when it's received by Aptera and the red line is when it is committed by investors. This allows us to see what type of investments were added to the leaderboard each day. The large blue spike means the jump in the leaderboard that day would have been due to processing of slower investment types. Here we can see how that discrepancy can add extra noise to charts. This is the number of investors that have invested over time. Blue and red lines still mean the same thing. The yellow line is the investors that had previously invested before the Accelerate campaign, and the green line is new investors. As you can see, the blue spike would correlate with the steep climb in the blue line. However, those investments were already made prior days, and you end up with a more consistent red line. Here's a map with the number of investors from each state. At this point, we still have 13 states that don't have an investor representing them on the leaderboard. There are 9 investors that are outside of the US, and California is still way out ahead with nearly 5 times the number of investors in the next closest state, which is Florida. This chart shows how the percentage of investors without previous investments has changed over time. The keen viewer may notice that the dip in the orange line correlates with the blue spike in previous charts to some extent. This correlation suggests investors who have previously invested with Aptera will be more likely to use a slow investment method than those who are new investors. That is all that I have for you today. Let me know which of these charts was your favorite chart, and don't forget to subscribe to see more of the update videos.